Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is just a quick read for you this time, Libra. I'll do some more later today if I have a chance. I just wanted to get something out there. I'll try to do another one of the signs today as well, probably Cancer. But anyway, just to start off here, just to let you know what I'm seeing here with the card of release is the month of June is going to be about literally that. You're shedding an old skin and moving into a new space. So clearly this is a time for you to be moving into that transformative energy. Anything that's around the card of release does indicate that there is an ending and in light of a new beginning. And of course, this is that time for you to sort of reflect and take a look at your own personal transformations and how you have related to other people in the past and how you can move past the old habits and mind frame, all of that. So it's, again, reevaluation of all of those things. Because you're having to really take a look at what it is that you can use moving forward that is of an advantage to you. So it's really an accumulation of all of the wisdoms and so on that you've been able to, work through and grow from. So it's that kind of thing. So that energy is still around opening up to new joy. It's trying to find, things in your life that will allow you to expand. Basically, it is more of an awakening experience, and anything, even with the unicorns, there's a sense of magic around it where you have that wanting to breathe in fresh new air versus dealing with any of the old life, the old self. You're no longer really in that space. There's always trace elements, and of course there's the core foundation of who we are that is always there, that's present, but even our beliefs and those kinds of things will evolve over time, based on what we've overcome in terms of our fears. So either way, it is still a moving forward card. It's a transformative card, and it's really about you trying to find more freedom in your space. The card following that, of course, is it's what you're trying to release yourself from: a loss of peace of mind, personal freedom, and maybe material issues where you didn't have gains, or where there was scheming, that kind of thing. So there's basically, that's what you're releasing yourself from, trying to find a way to open up and find more trust in your situations. Because the Seven of Swords really is what that one would be, is that energy of, mischievousness, not really feeling like you have been around possibly good people, or been around, person, place, or things that were things that you could invest in. It's really more a card of, getting past your own self-deception, getting around, anything where people actually may have been, you want to be able to trust in things again, is really what I'm seeing there. You really want to be able to trust in, going forward, and you may have been making some poor choices in the past, and this is really where you're starting to reflect on your own personal truths and trying to find integral things you can trust in, invest in. You're actually focusing on your situation, meaning more you rather than external, outside of you. Because in able to find your own freedom, you have to know who you are. You have to know, you have to be certain about the things that you want. If you're constantly going into a situation questioning it, then that's a pretty good indicator that something has not moved or shifted in you enough to be able to accept it, whether it's true or not. But also at the same time, it might be that your intuition is telling you, step back and wait. There may be something here that needs to shift or alter, or, make itself known before you can really trust in it. So it's, allowing things to provide enough time for you to see if there's any red flags in a situation, because you want to be around situations where you feel like there's honesty involved there, and that you want to know somebody's motives to a certain extent. I mean, I hate to put it this way, but I mean, we all have something in it that we're looking for. We all have our own personal agenda in a situation, and unfortunately or fortunately, I mean, I think that's what a lot of people do going in for anything. It doesn't matter if it's friendships or a job. I mean, when you're going into a job, you know that you're going there because it's a situation for you to earn money. You may be wanting a growth experience, but there's also, that's your personal agenda. And the same thing too with the other scenarios, even with friendships. We go into it, wanting someone, so it's our own personal agenda to kind of meet up with some of our values or our belief systems. Now, we're not going to find the perfect perfect match on all of those scales, because people come in with their own unique biases, their own unique interests, and that's what makes life interesting. So it's not to discount that somebody does not line up 100% with everything that you represent. It's about how do you sort of find the balance. What are the important things of those connections or those business sets or those growth situations that you're looking for, that you can actually take with you and still realize that there's some accountability, on both sides, where you're both responsible for maintaining a friendship, or both responsible for maintaining a work relationship. What are the things that you can still get from it and also give to it, so that you're both getting some kind of justice or balance in a situation? Anyway, it's just about, Seven of Swords is about trying to balance things out, basically, especially with the release. So you're trying to get rid of deception, trying to find more integral situations in your life, and going forward in the month of June. So you're really starting to, even with the card of the ego, that's really about kind of getting rid of those things in your life, because it's going away from egoic mindsets, right? So that's the illusion of feeling like you're trapped and that your ego needs are not being met. So it's you starting to accept responsibility for your situation, your choices, and that's what's helping you to overcome any of the things that were holding you back. And of course, it is again followed up with the card of the Six of Swords. So that's the end of all of those, not the end of all challenging times, but certainly whatever you were previously going through, it's the end of that kind of challenge. So this is where things are starting to look forward, because you're looking forward, because there is more of a peaceful sort of place here at the end of this rainbow. So this could also indicate travel, so as the card depicts, but I tend to try to feel that out more so with the tarot. These are also a version of Tarot's Oracle, actually, but this one is the Angel Wisdom Tarot card book. So again, similar sort of idea, but I just feel like because it's coupled with the ego, I feel like this is more around the idea of trying to rid yourself of things that you were attached to with scenarios of ego. And I should throw out there, I'm going to also open it up and do a live reading here for you guys here as well in the next short little bit. But I was just going to do this one here first, and then I'll do the other one just because of a time factor, as always, kind of works out for me. So anyway, but like I said, the ego is definitely that situation where you have more of a representative, true representation of yourself. So you're really trying to getting back down to that grassroots sort of scenario. So it's where you're focusing on, you're going forward, like I say, in a way that is more about getting clear on what it is that will help you to clear up debts, get real, try to accept situations not based on what builds your ego, but what, and what looks bad. It's more about that scenario of, keeping with your thoughts, staying with the thoughts where things are, you're good enough to move forward. You're good enough to, this is how you'd be looking at yourself versus I've got to have this to, make myself feel happy. It's not that kind of thing. It's more, I'm not guaranteed happiness, but I'm going toward my own level of happiness, because that'll be the things that help me to overcome fears, overcome worries, and it again brings you back to you, and it's done in baby steps. So we also have the card of, and again, there's a clarifier here as well. So we've got generous, practical, gracious, materialistic, the ability to make anything more beautiful, a love of family and home, practical about how you proceed, of love, beauty, and a sensible approach. So this, I believe, represents you. So this is really being in that space of using your resources wisely, having a really good sense of self. Queens are often more open to, open and receptive to things that will help move a situation ahead. I still feel like you are in a spot of openness. You're in a place of openness. So it's in that space of, you're really starting to taste the things that, you really want to taste, do the things you really love to enjoy. This is more of a love of all of the things that kind of revolve around starting to be more aware of yourself and the things that you enjoy, things around the earth. Maybe it's planting, maybe it's something that, was pretty that you bought in a store, or was something that helped you to feel like, you were rich like a king or a queen, whatever it is for you, so to speak, with as the card sort of indicates. But it's still, you know, a love of nature, and it's a love of getting back into the flow of things. So this is really where you're trying to make your surroundings more beautiful. I feel like you are having victory in this area, especially when I see it with the Nine of Wands. There's a lot more of don't give up. You're almost to the end stage of being in a position where you are going to be more financially free. You just have to persevere. There's still a little bit to overcome here with that 9. So almost to that finish line. But again, I don't feel like things tie up in a week or two or whatever. I think there's always a residual of something that we're kind of working on, and then we finish it up when we get to end cycles with the world. But in this particular instance, I feel like this is you opening up to, you know, finding your love of your surroundings again, and finding the love of beauty and things again. So it's, you know, doing things that make you feel good about yourself. It's about focusing more on your environment, more on the things that you want from your environment, being aware of your environment. You know, it's not about what other people think. It feels like it's more you're opening up away from the ego mindset, really, is what I would say there. So it does feel like it's more of a an energy of speeding that up, accelerating. You're really kind of feeling a lot more energy toward, you know, getting into things that you enjoy to do, like entertaining yourself in some way, right? So it's that kind of thing. But they're very practical. It's not like satiating yourself. It's not overindulging, because it is, you know, Earth is an energy of staying practical and grounded, and it's also about really just appreciating the things in beauty and nature. You know, your appearance, starting to get back to physical fitness, or at least opening that door to really think about those things, because this is that energy of, you know, mutating it now, right? Because you are in that space of, you know, protecting those things, protecting what you've created. And that also can apply to things that, you know, as the card indicates here, things that, you know, might be activating you in some way. So whatever it is that you're really finding you are really involved in, whatever that message is that comes through to you, it's almost like there's kind of a racing thought around all of the things that you're trying to manifest. You know what I mean? All the things that are sort of in that grounded realm. It's like you want to embrace that energy, and you're pushing through it in a really, I don't want to say dramatic way, but you're really focused on it. You know, you're really focused on it to the point where it almost might be causing you a little bit of worry and anxiety, but it's also in that space of I'm stressed about it, but I'm getting out there and I'm making it happen. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of energy, a lot of momentum behind it. Okay, so the next cards out here is the Strength card. So this is sort of in around your finances and your money situations here also. So I would say with the Strength card, you know, that's also about knowing your personal power and, you know, knowing how to show compassion when you need to be compassionate. And of course, you know, it's also about realizing that you found a sense of inner strength to be able to move things ahead. So there's a lot of energy here in this card, especially with the Nine of Wands and the Strength card, even though they're just closely correlated to one another, not necessarily you know, the same card, obviously, but it does still speak to, you know, the meaning of, you know, you're pushing through something here, overcoming those challenges, and you're really having the courage and believing in yourself. I feel more so. So there is that sense of doing things in a very dignified way, because you've got a lot of ego release. So there's a lot of victory behind that card here, as is the clarifier. So you're conquering things. You're conquering aspects of yourself. I feel like you're really in that space again where you really have gone through a lot of troubled times, and you're now realizing that there are some victories at the end of all of this. So I feel like whatever this victory is that's coming in for you in the month of June, I do feel like it has more to do with, you know, character. You know, you've pushed through so much, and you've been able to, you might even be getting some attention for that, or some recognition from other people. People are visibly seeing that you actually have had a lot of tenacity, you know, and I think this is really something that when you represent good character, The reward has to be in itself, of course, but it's not to say that there is no reward for character. But when you have good character, I feel like it aligns you with the right things down the road. You've pushed through the worst of it, and you are now going to be able to sort of align yourself with things that are better choices, wiser choices, and so again, this does put you into more of a public eye, but it also puts you into a situation to receive. So we're now looking at the Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles on that one, actually. Managing your resources wisely in the month of June. And again, it's going to be a financial victory. There's something here of a financial victory. You've persevered, and there's going to be something that's a bit of a reward that comes through for you. But anyway, or at least you're in the energy of it. So again, we all are going to be on different timelines, so you're not going to be making the same decisions on a Saturday or a Monday or whatever. Again, you're all individual Libras. You have your own growth pattern and so on in situations. But what I see there is it really just speaks to there's something that's coming in around that's due to your perseverance that's going to help you to realize that you're in a victory position. You're in a position of standing out in some way. And again, it's because you're managing your resources, not just finances, but managing your actual resources. That is everything inclusive, right? So that is your time, your energy, all of those things have been, which is leading you to some kind of sense of success, right? There's a sense of success here. But it's also extremes in how you give or receive money, time, motions, smart business decisions, and seeing things, you're not seeing things as black or white. It's more of a charitable situation. So anyway, either way, I just feel like that is a card of letting you know you're in that space of gain. And again, some of you, it might work a little further out. You're all on different growth cycles. So, but you're in the energy of it for the most part, meaning that it's like, when you're driving a car and you're on, you're on the road that's going to take you to the path or to the destination you're going to. You're on that road. You may not see it there yet, but you're on that road. You may not see how close you are. You just know that you're on that road and you're in the energy of it. So it's kind of something along that line. But again, this card definitely speaks to, it is the Four of Earth, so it is a really grounded energy, and it definitely speaks to anything very large scale in terms of business or business decisions. You're just making really smart decisions. And it can indicate that there is a certain level of withdrawal or control around it as well, or maybe you're just being paranoid about looking after your debts or trying to find some financial stability here. But either way, it definitely releases you from all of the emotions that were generated from the ego, and it definitely speaks to, releasing your energy into spaces that are more formidable, more not adversarial, like anything that is more along the lines of creating stability. You're moving into that energy of focusing on not about acquiring stuff so much as investing in things that require, that actually build you and your character or build your world in some way. So it's not buying things for the sake of hoarding it or getting it or just wanting it. It's building things so that it has more of a long-term value, that kind of thing. Hopefully I said that right, if that made any sense. But either way, I just feel like you're in a place of trying to find meaning in something or the things that you do, including your finances. So it's not like you're not... I feel like you're also being very conservative in those things, financially, all of that. Okay, so now I'm going to get into some of the tarot cards that I pulled here. So some of the good things that are going to be coming in for you in the month of, and by the way, this is a great deck that was given to me from some very sweet girls that I absolutely adore and love. And I'm not sure, it has a bit of a reflection on there, but sorry, I'm not sure what the name of the deck was offhand. I will have to get that for next time. I don't see it here. Oh, wait, there it is. That is the... Sorry, guys, just checking it out. Classic Tarot, 1891, Arthur Edward Waite. Oh, yeah, it's just talking about the Golden Dawn and the original. But anyway, this one, I'm not really sure with this one. It doesn't really say much on the cards itself. Interesting. Well, anyway, that's what the deck is. Okay. Okay, so we all know that the World card is a finish up cycle. So this is definitely, you've achieved something here in the month of June. You're now in that space of, really, you're about to transcend into something completely different in your life. Like I said, the World card is a major arcana, and I feel like that's where it is for the most part. It's a completion card. It's that card of, you're starting to really have a greater sense of yourself, and because of that, it's helping you to feel whole in the month of June. So there is more of a sense of um, sustained effort has brought about some kind of a reward for your achievement. So you're starting to see things calming down or things moving in a more positive way, either way. So anyway, again, in terms of the actual goal, I feel like, you would have there, like, I'm not going to say this is just about there's an accomplishment here of some sort, but it's also, a situation where you are trying to wrap it up. So there might be a conclusion that you're almost close to because of that Nine of Wands previously, but it seems to be around finances. Lots here in terms of finance and release of egoic kinds of things here. But I feel like you're really focused on the money. You're really focused on long-term, sustained entrepreneurial sort of achievements. And this is where it's headed now. This is that direction. That's the next thing that's kind of coming up here in the month of June. So this is about finishing a project. This is about, making improvements. It's the next phase. So whatever the next phase is for you, it feels like it's a real leveling up of that phase. And it's also in that energy as well of you're never really stopping. You're never really stopping with that energy of the World card. It just, things just keep going round and round in different cycles. So like I said, I mean, when I see King of Pentacles, I really feel like the grounded nature of that card does indicate that it will put you into a place of authority. You might be dealing with somebody who is a King of Pentacles here as well, but in some way there is some reflection onto you in that same energy, because this is a card of really having a good sense of self, really having a good sense of one's money, being decisive, and really having that experience of control. So I feel like, you're in that stage of, I'm focusing on the bottom line, I'm getting things done. This could be, again, some of you entrepreneurial, home-based business, that kind of thing. Some of you could be dealing, with life as a realtor, an engineer, whatever it is, but dealing in some professional business capacity. And I do feel like this is also that situation of, the hard work and the perseverance goes along with this card. So I feel like you're in that space of you're already benefiting with some kind of reward or balance there. And it's putting you into a good financial position. And I feel like this is, reward after reward that's still coming through here. There's a certain element of respect that comes through with this character here as well. And a sense of reliability also comes with the King of Pentacles. So, and sorry, I can't help but going back here, guys. I'm just going to drink the coffee. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm just going to shift this over a little bit. Might be easier to do it that way. Sorry, I just have to drink the coffee. Okay. All right, so again, sorry guys, I always have difficulties with my throat. Anyway, must be seasonal. Anyway, with the World card and again that King of Pentacles together, that is what I'm telling you here, is that there is a sense of everything starting to come together. In the month of June, there is a huge, you're very, very close to some sense of finishing up a cycle. Like I said, Nine of Wands indicated there was almost a completion of that. But with the World card, the King of Pentacles, this suggests that there is definite attainment of material success, financial stability. Don't know if that is all coming through in the month of June, but there is definitely a sense of that, moving into that space, because you're completing a major life cycle here. So again, it's no longer one of instability, it's more one of heavier responsibility. material success and stability, like I said, but it's also about being an authority of that abundance and that fulfillment. So again, it's about a new beginning here because you've successfully completed a level down from this. And now you're moving into a place where you're going to be able to rise your projects, rise yourself, your responsibilities, like I said, and also being in a place of achievement. So it is, in that sense, a lot of focus on material success, and there is a lot of personal growth I still feel going on here in this month. But there is that energy of, there was a card of celebration that came in here too, but strong sense of authority, dealing with authorities or dealing with things around like a strong connection to earth and nature, very grounded, practical sort of sensibilities, that kind of thing. But again, you're still in that space of being on that path towards success. So again, it's a new beginning on the path of success, and there's just a lot here that's opening up to you in that way. And it's almost like with the card of judgment, I mean, this is huge. The card of judgment is that major arcana, lots of major arcana here, lots of really big players. So when I see the major arcana come out, I mean, there's some big shifts going on here. The card of judgment is one of making a decision. It's also one of being in a space of being judged as well. But for the most part, it's really about meeting a call of some sort. So, you know, you've been empowered to move on and change. And I feel like you're awakening to that change. That's really what's happening here. You're awakening to this change. So again, if you were at some kind of a crossroads, it's like there's a sense of epiphany here coming through, like, I get it. I get where things are going. I get where I'm supposed to be. It's that situation of shifting, you're making the shift to make a plan successful. You know, it's something about you're no longer constrained here because you're seeing the ways to make all the improvements and go forward here. So this is that energy of nothing's really holding you back now. It's like you feel like you're in a place of forgiveness, you know, for those that you feel that deserve it. You know, you're not obsessing about why something is ended or why something happened. You're now in that space of, I'm in a different headspace. You know, I'm in a different headspace where I feel more inspired to make these important changes in my life. So again, I feel like there's a renewal energy here. There's that epiphany of, I get it. I know where I need to be. I'm ready to make that transition. I see what I have to do to create this sense of freedom ahead of me. And I hear the call, you know, everything is kind of moving in that direction. So you're acting on being empowered and making the changes. I'll wrap this all up here too at the end, just so that you have some sense of where things are going. But we also have the hangman energy. So again, wherever you were stuck, and that was kind of where I feel like you've made the decision. The hangman is still that energy of, you know, at a crossroads and not really knowing where to kind of turn or open up something, make a decision toward. But I feel like you are in that space now where you're making that decision because you're seeing things differently. So it's almost like you were waiting for something to arrive, whether this is a person or a situation or some kind of part of a project or something that you needed to get some new insight on, whatever that was for you. It just feels like you're now in that space of maybe there was a sense of sacrifice that came with this decision, but I don't feel like you're confused any longer about, you know, what you have to give up and able to go forward. Because again, it's that energy of and able to find that serenity to accept things that you can't change. You know, you're able to move forward because you see the things that you can control and they're all coming from within you. So this is a space now again where you've got new insights about what you're trying to achieve and you're making that decision to go forward. So we also have the card of the Two of Wands because again, when we reflect back on the Hanged Man, that energy again still has, you know, a sense of stall or delay. And And maybe that is, maybe you're still in that energy a little bit here. But again, it's kind of you're in a space of refocusing your energy to make something shift another way. Because I see too many cards of conquering and going forward. Two of Wands. Again, that's a card of just being at the door of something. You're ready to get going and move ahead. Like, this is not a stalled energy. There's too many cards, and the big major arcana are the huge shifts that you're making to get there. So, like I said, I just really feel like you are starting to take back your own power. It's like an awakening, a sense of finally getting it, making the choice, trying to find the balance now. You're no longer at a crossroads. You're trying to get something up and running. It's really, I've got a passion, I've got a vision, and I need it realized, to achieve your goal. So it's also choosing the next step, gathering up the energy, much more determined to make your mark, is what I would say there. Okay, well, we'll go on to the next cards. And again, there's a lot of cards here of authority. What is also coming in here pretty quickly with the Eight of Wands is your happiness. In the month of June, there is something that's coming in that is going to make you substantially happier. This is a card of, I've reached something that is emotionally satisfying to me. So there is definitely something here that speaks to, I'm in a space of near completion. The transition is taking place. I've been patient. And now I'm in that energy of feeling emotionally satisfied. And it's coming in quicker and quicker here because you're at a 9. So you may not be fully in this in June, but you're very, very close to feeling this level of extreme happiness. Don't get me wrong. I still feel like there is something that is tangible for you to hang on to in this month with the Nine of Cups, but it feels like this good fortune, good health, and happiness kind of comes through with that card. Wish fulfillment is here. There's pleasure, there's contentment, there's something here that you can actually feel like it's you've achieved something of the heart's desire, right? So I feel like you're really enjoying things. There's something that's coming in rapidly where there's going to be an event or something that you're going to enjoy to do as well, whether this is a gathering or celebration with friends, because I did see the Three of Cups card come out there later as well. But I feel like you're in that space of taking time to relax with friends. I don't feel like you're in a relaxing space per se. Don't get me wrong. It's more like there's a lot of ambition, a lot of energy here with Wands. So there's a lot of energy that's being expelled, but I feel like you're putting it into the things that, again, make you feel like you're doing things for your personal enjoyment. It's that kind of thing. So you're still expelling a lot of energy here, but I would still say that the energy that you are putting out seems to be on the things you enjoy to do, and friendships and that kind of thing do come into play, or at least some kind of a celebration or a fun event or something is coming in here for the month of June as well. But I do feel like this is really positive, happy kind of energy. The King of Wands, that's also an authoritative card here. So the King of Wands sort of speaks to, a lot of entrepreneurial energy here as well, but a lot of really good ideas. And it's definitely somebody who's got a lot of charisma, draws a lot of attention and authority as well for that attention. But there's somebody who's also very passionate about the things that they like to do. So and spring might also be represented here as well, but really charismatic kind of person either way. On the downside of it, it could be somebody who's very strong-willed as well, but dealing with possibly Gemini, Aquarius, Sagittarius energy came through with, and Aries also was present, not with this card, just with some of the other ones that had come through. But I just wanted to put that out there, that those are the ones that kind of stood out mostly for me because there's a lot of authority here. So it feels like there's a lot of, either you're dealing with a lot of mature people in this period, in this month, but definitely people that have some experience and definitely have that entrepreneurial mind, very business-like minded people as well. A lot of aspects of nature being enjoyed in this month here as well. And I feel like there's almost a sense of just because I'm seeing it with the Nine of Cups and that King of Wands, it's almost like that card, that connection seems to be one of satisfaction. Like you're satisfied with this air sign sort of connection, male or female. It doesn't really matter with the cards, but it definitely is about really someone of influence that's also coming through here, which I feel like with the Seven of Cups is providing options here for you and putting your projects out there in some way. It's almost like trying to figure out where to put it, because there's so many options here that are available with the Seven of Cups. But it's also that energy of kind of assessing all the ways that you can do something that is of the heart's desire, how like it's opening up lots of, like I said, more fire than water energy here, but I still feel like it's really heart and soul investment around wishes and dreams, that kind of thing. It's almost like you're a bit of a fantasy, mindset, and sort of calculating all the things how things can open up and the possibilities, with the decisions that you make, that's keeping you motivated, something like that. You still working toward your dreams come true, but there is definitely a victory, something that's going to draw a lot of attention to you. And even with the Nine of Pentacles, like these are amazing cards of long-term wealth, and definitely cards of independence. Definitely a transition is taking place, and your near final completion is almost here. So it's almost like that energy of spring and winter seems to be really coming through here. So whatever this is for abundance, it feels like, or some level of attainment, there's definitely a lot of self-confidence in this reading for the month of June, a lot of resources, and a lot of independent energy. Like I said, I feel like this is really self-confident, self-disciplined type of energy. And I feel like it's like a richness to the environment that you're moving into for the month of June. So again, it's not like everything changes overnight, but the energy is starting. So in other words, if you were cleaning up a project, or cleaning or something like that, you would be starting it and there's a sense of satisfaction that goes with that. So it's not that everything completely finishes up, but I will say, because I saw two cards here, one of victory, one is around mastering something emotionally for yourself that you are now in control of, and the other seems to be a sense of wish fulfillment that is coming through, that does give you a sense of satisfaction. So something here around the Nine of, I'm just taking a look here again, because what was coming in rapidly was the wish fulfillment. So something is coming in emotionally that you've wanted. Again, also recognition and a sense of extra money. This is also more clarifying energy, so it may not be immediate, but that is coming in quickly, quicker than I think you expect it to come, because of that Knight of Swords energy. Knights definitely speak to communication about something very rapidly coming in. So that wish fulfillment, I feel, is coming in really quickly. Again, you're dealing with a lot of authorities in this period. I see at least four authorities, four authoritarians. So there's definitely some sense of, information coming through, a lot of talk of ideas and things as well. Because the Knights, especially the Knight of Swords, it is, as I said, information which is really actively coming through. So it's like a lot of ideas, a lot of intuition, but it's also taking some kind of quick action on that. So it's a plan. There's a plan of some sort being laid out. So it's like you're rushing towards, not skipping over details, but because you're building something to last here. That's what's happening here. You're building something to last. So I feel like, again, there's a lot of information that's coming in quick you're going to have to make some kind of a quick decision on. And it just feels like you are dealing, like I said, with a lot of authorities in this period, but very much in control of, your choices. Okay, and then we get to the Four of Swords. Now, I'm not going to say the Four of Swords is that energy of you know, probably wanting a vacation, but I don't feel like you're in that space yet. This is really, because Four of Swords is that card of, you know, yes, relax, unwind, take a break. And maybe that's where your head is, you know, but it's also the Four of Swords is that energy of creating elements of structure, you know. So, and I say that because there is cards over here that I have pulled that speak to a connection, powerful connection, by the way. But there's also a lot of structure that comes with the Four of Swords, because it's like finding the stability in a connection. That's what I want to say there. It's like finding the stability in a connection, probably or possibly with a young person with the Page of Cups. But there's something here about, like I said, that, you know, there's been a lot of stress, I would say, in around this Page of Cups, or in around a younger person or a water sign. I feel like you're kind of retreating from those difficulties. Again, possibly thinking about, you know, vacation or something like that. But it's almost like you've drawn on so many of your own reserves here. And, you know, again, maybe you weren't getting enough sleep, but there's a sense of wanting peace and quiet, or being in a place of, you know, withdrawal in this connection, possibly here as well. But it's also a place of deliberation and kind of reaching some kind of decision here as well. But it's taking the time out to relax, soul search, and just be grateful. So it's not a lack of progress. It's a positive, actually. It's a positive outcome with this connection, especially when I see the Lover's card following that. So it does feel like there is a decision that's being made in that scenario, but it definitely feels like it's also a very positive, forward-moving space here. So I do feel like, you know, there is more of a an understanding, a mutual understanding, even though that connection may have been separate at first here. But I feel like a choice is being made. There's more of an acceptance. The relationship seems stronger somehow. And I would also say that maybe there's more of a respectful kind of honest or fairness about that connection as well. There could have been deliberation about whether or not, like, thinking about the pros and the cons of that connection. But I feel like overall it's a more positive choice, a positive connection. Doesn't have to be a love connection, but it does seem like it's a more favorable scenario that's going on there. Okay, and then as to some of the positives that were coming through for this month, that's the Queen of Cups energy that you're in. So Queen of Cups is, again, the queens are all about more of a receptive energy, but I feel like very influential people, a lot of influential things coming through this month, and a lot of very older sort of people. So whether you're involving yourself with mentors or really diving deep into these relationships or these connections, it feels like, again, this could be dealing with a psychic. This could be dealing with, you know, anybody that has very emotionally or intuitively connected. But it's still that energy of being sensitive to situations. Manifesting your goals is definitely on your mind here. Very powerful connection to possibly channeling something that is goal-oriented, you know, because you're really opening up to something from the heart space here. So again, could be dealing with, you know, maybe you're an artist or psychic, or, you know, deal with counseling, something like that. But either way, there's something here that is very significant around connections for the month of June. A lot of mentors or people that you're exposing yourself to kind of actualize something, to bring something about. There is a lot of energy here around, because that Chariot card, again, it's more of it's a clarifying energy, but the Chariot is a card of success, and it's definitely one of getting to the heart of matters, like trying to, maybe there is something here around a water sign as well that was controlling, or maybe there's something around that. But it also has that sense of maybe one was trying to control the other, because the Five of Swords was a battle that nobody really won. It was a conflict or a roadblock. Maybe possibly a Cancer sign here as well, but definitely water sign, prevalent, strong. I just feel like nobody really gained control in the situation, but it's almost like the shift has been made. And again, there could be a trip by car here as well, but I just feel like whatever the blockage was, it just feels like it's just going to take some time to, I feel like the energy is working in your favor here, but let me just ponder on that one a bit, because the cards out here following that is the Three of Cups, and of course that is about a celebration or something taking place. So that Three of Cups energy is in around, you know, obviously a celebration or something happy that's happening here. So there could be something that you're attending, but either way, there's more good friends around here, and there's definitely something about creativity and growth. Again, emotions are sort of prevalent with this card here as well, but whatever it is, it's fun, and there's more support in this month, I would say. You've got good connections here, and it's almost like, just thinking about that one for a sec here, guys, because the Three of Cups, like I said, the Three of Cups with the Moon card is like an indication that there is some things that you know, maybe you were thinking very poorly of, but something has changed there. Something has changed with the Three of Cups to the Moon card, because the Moon card is where things have not really revealed fully as well. So there's something here around maybe an event or a connection or something like that that you thought was in more of a negative, you were looking at it in sort of a negative way, but it's almost like there's a coming together of that friendship, or there's a happy social gathering, something like that, whatever that festivity is. But there were some unknown factors there, you know, and I feel like you have a lot of support, even though that combination does indicate that you're almost finding the balance in a challenging situation because of the Five of Cups here as well. Like I said, the Five of Cups is, you know, one of, you've either had to make some kind of a compromise, or there's something here about a power dynamic. Something around a connection or a group or a situation or something here, friendships or whatever the celebration is. There was something around that. Maybe that's a little bit disappointing, or like has been disappointing with that connection. Let me just draw one more card on that one, because like I said, that's a sense of loss there. Let's see. Is that celebration going to be one of unhappiness? Is the Three of Cups one of unhappiness? Is the celebration one of unhappiness in the month of June? Okay, the celebration indicates that there is maybe a parting of ways, but it's a happy time, or a decision's been made, or, because here's the thing, when I see the Two of Swords, it's obviously a card of a decision that has to be made, or stymied. Something has been stymied, but if the situation is protected and there is balance in finding ultimate happiness. So maybe where things were gridlocked, before with the Two of Swords, it almost feels like that energy is starting to open up. Because the Temperance card, like I said, is one of trying to find balance in a situation. So it's almost like, and when I see the 2, that's 1, 1. And of course, Temperance is also in that area of 5. There's a shift. There's a shift to balance things out around family matters. There's something there about, something you might have been concerned about, but it seems like there is, or has been, a sense of something being out of balance there. But somehow there's balance. Something is happening, and it's like at the right time. Because like I said, the Two of Swords is an indicator of a choice in a union. Could be dealing with an air sign, but it's also represents autumn. And it's a decision that's being made around family matters. And there's a shift there again, something in possibly autumn. So wherever there was a stalemate, I feel like there's going to be ultimate happiness with that situation. So there might have been issues around it. But like I said, I feel like you are... I'm just going to pull one more card on that one. It's almost like the stalemate is over. What is the Two of Swords? What is the Two of Swords? What is the Two of Swords with that happy event with family? What is the Two of Swords with the happiness there? What is the Two of Swords? Why the Eight of Cups? Why the Eight of Cups? Why the Eight of Cups? Okay, it's like there's something good and something kind of bad. I don't know how to put it. Maybe not bad, it's not quite the word. This could be around a child that is leaving or departing here as well from a situation because of the Queen of Pentacles, but it could also represent, it could also be an indicator because there's a self-sabotaging energy or a lot of worry or concern on behalf of your card representing here around whether something is going to be a good decision. Let me just see. What is the decision? Is that Three of Cups energy a positive one or not? Is it a good celebration or not? Is the Three of Cups a positive celebration for Libra or not? All right, there is a Tower moment possibly that's coming around around a youth situation about a new idea or something going forward. So there might be something here that you have to consider. Like I said, there's something that's good that's coming in, but it's like you're not seeing it as good necessarily. What is the Three of Cups energy? There's a new idea that's coming through that has to be researched or could be again revolving around another person, but there's something that's coming in immediately like an inspiration about a new path. And I do see that even with the Fool card and the Ace of Swords and the Three of Wands. So it does look like there's going to be some kind of immediate new path that you're hearing information about and that's going to expand. So there's a new direction that's coming in here very powerfully. Okay, I'm just going to jump right into the last cards here. But again, I see mostly that there is a connection that's very powerful, one of abundance. It's like a power couple, actually. So whether this is something here that really puts two people in a place of abundance, and it's also wish fulfillment. It's a wise path, and it's definitely money. So something here, like I said, I feel for the most part, the other cards are sort of further out. So whatever is taking place isn't taking place in June. What is taking place in June is going to be the wish fulfillment, something that you've wanted. It's almost like there's three things here that are coming through in June that are going to transition you and your world. Sorry, guys, one sec. But like I said, I just feel like there's a lot of changes about to take place, and there's a lot of professional connections here. A lot of mature people that you're dealing with for this period. But again, like I said, there's three amazing things coming in for you. Not only do you have ultimate family happiness, but with the Ace of Cups, that's a whole new start on something. You know, the Ace of Cups is the ultimate with the Ten of Cups and the Abundance card and the Emperor, the Empress. This is life-changing. Something is really going to be life-changing that you're tapping into in the month of June. So something, again, within that first week, possibly, with the Ace of Cups, because that does kind of speak to something in that first week as a, you know, timeline roughly. Although, again, I don't know that that is always accurate, but nonetheless, it does, the card does speak to that. So again, there's some kind of potential opportunity, that something that you've wanted, possibly within a relationship or a connection here. Two very powerful people. Something here in that connection is going to help you to lead to a new level of awakening, understanding, possibly reconciliation here as well. But there's definitely, could be dealing with a couple that had a long-term connection or married or whatever, but either way, it's a powerful connection. So there's something here about finding happiness in a situation or in a connection, bringing in possibly love to a scenario here in for some of you, and for others of you, it's a happy situation that you just feel like you're getting something that you wanted. But there might be a sacrifice. That's what it sounds like. It's almost like you're getting something that you wanted, but there's also at the loss of something else. So, but again, there's so many cards here of, you know, orchestrating your ultimate happiness and longevity in family and ultimate connections and happiness. But again, there is some things here, like I said, that I was just trying to sort of figure out, because just to see if there was a way to figure out what it was with the Moon card, because again, your first card out would have been the Three of Cups. So again, if you've got the Three of Cups, there's something there about that connection or a situation or something that is happy. Somehow, with the Moon card, you possibly, again, dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But there's something there that kind of speaks to a real needing to embrace kind of something that you're not really expecting to. You know, you have to take the good with the bad, I guess, as maybe like there's a coming together of like a happy situation. And maybe it's because you have more of an understanding of your subconscious, like having, you're navigating through some kind of a challenge that is allowing you at a deeper level, you know, to find the balance between the things that you don't understand, but you're still accepting it. And you're finding support and comfort around people that are like-minded here. But it's also, again, it's like that powerful message of powerful message that there's something also that's still at work on that connection or on that community or on that group of people. There's something, that social connection, there's something that's still at work, but you are accepting it for what it is. So like I said, I mean, that's what it is. There's something there that you are having to accept. Let me just take a look at these other cards again here. Oh. There's a brilliant new idea about a direction. Like I said, but it's also one, because the Tower is going to disrupt something. So next to the Ace of Wands, it's something around, and maybe this is anger with a child. Just trying to feel that one out, because like I said, it feels like there's a little bit of, there's so much positive, and yet there's some kind of disruption here. Something that's going to force you out of your comfort zone for sure, but it's almost like, you know, you're getting a necessary insight into a situation. So it's a period of change. It's a period of acting on a new, something new and growing, and something that's going to be new to you altogether because of the Fool energy. It's like there's a new idea that's coming in here to be acted upon. So I'm going to leave it at that, because like I said, there's something that's really, there's something there unknown. Maybe when we do the other cards, when I go live, but just right now, that's what I'm seeing here, because it's almost like there's something that's not quite, something that's going to disrupt, even though there's a happy situation that occurs. I'm just going to pull another card. Actually, let's do the wisdom. Let's just do the wisdom cards of the Oracle. Okay, what is that Tower? And again, that Tower is not the main energy coming out in June. I feel like that might be a little bit further out, because the other cards were my main cards. So what is happening with the Tower? What is the Tower and the Fool and the Ace of Wands? What is that energy? Okay, the card that fell out is, there's Justice. What is the Justice? There's justice and success, taking charge in a situation. And there's a coming together of answers that are, everything's going to come in and balance things out. Whatever this new situation is, it's going to balance everything out for you. And it is going to be around family. It's around financial security. It's around money. There's something that's changing in around family, money, period. And it is coming in quickly. What is it in June? What is the message of the Tower? Is it a good Tower? Will it be a positive situation? Ten of Swords, the end of a situation, like the end of all of the sadness, and there's a sense of relief. There's a weight off your shoulders here. A wish that's coming true. Again, Nine of Cups. And insights that come from meditation. So it's a time for you to rest and even plan for a vacation. It does feel like there is a sense of a vacation coming in, not in June, but it's being planned. It's being discussed. All right, so that's what I have for you. Oh, before I go, I should do one last thing. There was just another card I wanted to do that was in around. This one was another deck from a very close friend of mine, Money and the Law of Attraction cards, and this is Abraham Hicks. So let's do that one. What does Libra need to know for the month of June? What does Libra need to know for the month of June? What does Libra need to know for the month of June? Libra need to know for the month of June? Does Libra need to know for the month of June? Okay, whatever I desire, I can acquire. Oh my gosh. June sounds amazing. Okay, I'm going to read this card here. The eternal laws of the universe steadily hold the promise of expansion and joy. Understanding the laws will reawaken within you the knowledge of your purpose and your own personal power as you remember how to access the power of the universe that creates worlds. If this time-space reality has within it the ability to inspire a desire within you, it is absolute that this time-space reality has the ability to yield you a full and satisfying manifestation of that same desire. It is law. Let's just pull one more. The better it gets, the better it gets. When you deliberately seek positive aspects of whatever you are giving your attention to, in a sense, tune your vibrational tuner to more positive aspects of everything. And of course, you could tune yourself negatively as well, but as you are deliberately looking for positive aspects in yourself or in others, you will find more of those things. The better it gets, the better it gets. For you get more and more of what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. Oh my gosh, Libra, you have an incredible reading here. This month of June is going to really be instrumental in a lot of ways, abundant ways. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll do a live reading here for you too in the next little bit so I can answer some of your questions. But otherwise, keep moving forward. I'll see what I can do for a couple of the other signs today if I can get a chance. And until we meet again, next live reading. Take care, guys.